Natalia Sokolova, managing partner of the SGG World Sokol family office, is a business strategist and investor who focuses on high-impact tech opportunities. Two areas she is currently interested in are blockchain technology and gamification of the world. Natalia has a very eclectic background, from wheelchair to Playboy playmate and supermodel to successful entrepreneur. She's using her experience to identify companies that have a potential of making the most impact on the world. And she joins us today on Biz One-on-One to tell us the story of her life and career, and also what SGG World specializes in. Welcome, Natalia.
Thank you, Randy. Thanks for having me here.
Our first Playboy playmate on Biz One-on-One, and that is really a small part of your life story. But how do you? I need to know.
Okay.
Run me through it.
Yeah, like the word eclectic actually is a great description for my life, because I was born in Moscow, and I came from the oldest living noble family in Russia. And my family was, in a pretty high circles. So by the time that the Soviet Union fell down, my father and his brother were able to do a lot of government contracts. So fast forward a few years, my father actually has a Swiss citizen. They created a family office that focused on construction development, natural resource sector. So the whole concept was, when the Soviet Union fell down, I was one of the first programs participants that between Moscow State University and US universities. So at 15 years old, I won Moscow State University contest, and one of the very, very few first kids to leave Moscow to go study in the United States.
What year was that?
I won the contest in '92.
So right around the time that
exactly.
the wall was coming down? Wow.
Yeah, so I was very interesting, fortunate enough, and I can imagine at 16 traveling by yourself to a different country was pretty scary. So, but the idea was for me to graduate university and go back and work with the family office. But after, as soon as I got to university, it's a week up to my 17th birthday, I got in a horrific car accident. So doctors gave me 3 days to live, and absolute best case scenario was the wheelchair for me. And when you go through something like that, being alone in a different country, my mom, of course, flew as soon as she could. She was there less than a week after, probably. It's a very, very scary experience. And it's really changes your life to a complete different direction, because you look at everything from a totally different perspective. So whatever plans you have or you had, they're not existent anymore.
But hold on, you skipped over something there. You were supposed to be in a wheelchair best case scenario. What happened? Miracle?
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I was going to go. Thanks for putting it out. Yes, miracle is one way to put it. I think it's like Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich book. Like he says, if you really have a really strong desire to accomplish something, you really focus on it, you see it happening, and you create a mastermind. This kid was mastermind with my mom, and you look through it and push it through. You can achieve anything. There's no limitation on what you can achieve in your life. It's all here, and believing and having faith in things.
So you decided you were going to walk.
For me, it was, or I'm having a normal life to the best point I can have it, or I'm just not going to live if I'm not going to get up and walk. So I was very black and white. And my perseverance and my mom's help, it's like we both really pushed it through, and I think that what got me out of the wheelchair in the first place.
So how quickly did you said you were back, a year of physiotherapy, and then you were back to the US, and were you walking then?
How quickly is a hard thing to say, because the recovery is still going on. Once you have a nerve damage, there are certain things that always stay with you. But I was in a wheelchair and a full body cast for about 6 months, tied to a bed for about 2 months in the hospital. But every single thing you can look at it as a curse, or you can look at it as a blessing. So instead of crying over like why did it happen to me, I took it as an opportunity to, if I were almost died and I was giving a second chance not only to live but to create, to still graduate, to to come from a very good family, I really have a specific purpose in the world. And instead of just being, okay, what I need to do to go back to my family, to run the business, it actually, my whole mentality switched why I'm here, why I'm alive, and what can I do with that knowledge and information. So from that on, Playboy kind of came in a way by chance, because I was just to prove myself I could walk, because I could actually mentally overcome it. I couldn't really wear heels. I had a chance to enter in the #1 bikini contest in the world. So that was my challenge. If I can walk that stage with 200,000 contestants compete to be on the finals, and I was on the finals, I mentally overcame my accident. That was already last month before my graduation from university.
Wow. So even to enter the bikini contest and like all the other women that were entering, you had a little bit different perspective.
I didn't care about winning or anything. I just cared about mentally walking through the stage, knowing that I can fall any second because I had no balance and I could not wear heels.
Wow. Even becoming a Playboy Playmate and being in the magazine and all of what comes with that, that was even more of an achievement for you based on...
I think that, like when you look back, say why this opportunity was presented, I didn't know what Playboy was. I arrived at the Playboy mansion at the day of the Playmate of the Year Awards, and security comes to me and is like, well, Hef has wanted you to join to the Playmate of the Year party. I was like, really? And who's Hef? That's how clueless I was when I got there. I was totally a girl from a noble family, just focusing on survival and school and business. And now, for some reason, I was literally thrown there because I was supposed to be in financial area, but I couldn't get my work visa through finance because you have to prove that I'm no American are qualified. The news from my attorney come when I'm in the mansion, and say, okay, we'll sponsor your work visa.
And we're talking with Natalia Sokolova, the managing partner of Sokol Family Office, former Playboy Playmate, and we're going to be right back with more. Stay with us.